Hello Sagittarius, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts with your love and life reading focused on the first half of November, November 1st through the 15th. General reading as always, guys, it's not going to resonate with every single Sagittarius tuning in. So please take from this reading what makes sense for you, your life, your situation, your relationship, and let go of what does not make sense to you. And if you are interested in a private reading from me, all of that information is down below in the description box, and I will also have a list of all of the card decks that I typically use for my reading, Sagittarius. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and start. I have a couple of card decks that are before me to begin this reading, and I wanted to grab a couple of focus messages. So the very first deck that I wanted to use is this Hidden Truth Oracle by All Things Intuitive. So let's go ahead and see, Sagittarius, what needs to come through here. What is it that you need to focus on for the first half of November? So angels and spirit guides, please, for Sagittarius. Let's take a look and see what the hidden truth is. These are words, thoughts, feelings, emotions, either from yourself, that if you're having a difficult time facing the truth about something, or a person that you're thinking about for this reading, Sagittarius, and these are things that they've been wanting to say to you but haven't been able to. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. Let's see what message I am guided to pull. I remember every detail of that day. Now, whether this represents a good day or a bad day, we'll see how that all plays out for this reading. If that conjures up really positive memories, then certainly there's a special day that this person is remembering and feeling very nostalgic about. Or this could be you, Sagittarius, you know, remembering a particular day that you hold very dear to your heart. And it could also be, for some of you, a difficult day. So again, it depends. All right, so let's add to this with When Spirit Speaks by Medium on a Mission, a deck by Fallona. Let's take a look. An additional focused message for you, Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides, please, for the first half of November. For Sagittarius, please. All right, guys, let's take a look and see what comes through here. Spring. So it's giving you a time frame of springtime. Perhaps that is a significant season for you, Sagittarius, where something significant might have happened. And going back to this first focus card, I remember every detail of that day. For some of you guys, maybe it happened during the springtime. Okay, and also these yellow flowers that are shown in this photo, that might be significant to some of you guys as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. I really wanted to begin with the Divine Masculine, with the Divine Masculine deck by Flames of Alchemy, which I've been using quite a bit lately, but I'm still guided to start off with this deck for this first half of November, Sagittarius. All right, so angels and spirit guides focusing on Divine Masculine energy. Please bring forward whatever messages we need to know at this time. And again, guys, it's just energy. It can resonate with both male and female. Okay, so however way it makes sense for you. All right, let's take a look and see what needs to come through from the Divine Masculine. Angels and spirit guides for Sagittarius. Telepathy. Communicating telepathically here in regard to a sacred union. So if you guys are communicating telepathically, more than likely you're in separation from each other. I feel that somebody's very nostalgic about a very special memory between the two of you. So since this is tapping into Divine Masculine, it is the Divine Masculine that is remembering a special connection, a special bond with the Divine Feminine here. Some of you guys may have been married and perhaps you're in separation from your spouse. So let's see. What else, please, for Sagittarius, divine masculine? Discontent. He's unhappy. He's unfulfilled. The next card is connect. Wanting to reach out to the divine feminine here. Let me grab one more card. And I feel here for whoever is resonating with this divine masculine message, you know, you guys are connecting in the 5D, but I feel what you're really wanting is to be able to see each other face to face, talk, deal with whatever it is that brought you guys into separation. I feel for some of you resonating with this divine masculine energy, you've picked up your phone, thought about texting, thought about calling, and just didn't do it. Discern. Bottom of the deck, we've got boredom. So I have a divine masculine here who, for one, isn't fulfilled in his life. He misses the connection with the divine feminine. Part of that discerning energy is to perceive or recognize something, finally waking up to possibly the type of connection that this is. And perhaps when you guys were together, the divine masculine just didn't realize that or see the value in the connection at the time that you guys were together. And now that there is this separation, I feel there's this element of discontent, lots of time on the divine masculine's hands, and just bored, wanting to reconnect. But right now, the only thing that's going on here is energetically, you guys might be picking up off of each other's energies telepathically in the 5D. That's what I'm getting from that. All right, let's add to this with some Mystic Moon oracles for you, Sagittarius. Focusing on divine masculine energy still. Let's take a look and see here what else needs to come through in regard to how the divine masculine is feeling at this time. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Sagittarius, divine masculine energy. Awakening. Good. I feel part of the reason why you guys went into separation, especially from my divine masculine standpoint, is that if you happen to be divine masculine, then perhaps at that time you were just closed off to the type of connection that this was. You didn't see how special it was. You didn't see what it had to offer you. And now that you guys are in separation, you're unhappy. But this is a good card to come through because now it's slowly waking you up to the possibility of a reconnection maybe. And instead of reaching out telepathically in the 5D, perhaps, my divine masculines, you're ready to reconnect in the 3D. Just be able to talk face to face and have that one-on-one interaction. Person to person. Next card after that is admired. So I feel that my divine masculines, you have a lot of admiration for the divine feminine. Some of my divine feminines, you might be a dancer, you might be actually into ballet, or just that type of energy where you're free, where you're happy, where you're content in your life. And you exude this type of aura where you're just confident, perhaps. And I feel that there are qualities about the divine feminine that the divine masculine really admires and is inspired by the divine feminine. The next card after admired is recognition, which is perfect. It's a perfect card to come through here because finally he's awakened to the type of connection that this once represented. It is coming forward as a sacred union, but perhaps those of you guys who are on separation, the divine masculine might have failed to see that it was sacred at that time. We got the tribe card coming next. This taps into family, friends, mutual connections within the dynamic of this relationship. The divine masculine, you actually have a pretty good support system through your family and friends who are close to you, who have your back, those that you can turn to when you're struggling, when you are going through hardships in your life. They're there for you. Perhaps those are some of the people that you need to connect with as well. It is falling right below that connect card. Don't be afraid to reach out. They're there for you. The next card, look at this, is a separation. To me, that taps into the Three of Swords energy, heartbreak over a separation. There is a grief type energy coming from that. Threes typically resonate with communication in tarot. And I feel that that's not happening right now. You guys are in separation. The only communication that I'm seeing here so far is telepathically. And we have a pause. So there's not a whole lot of movement in this connection right now. All right, let's add to this, Sagittarius, with some tarot. Let's take a look and see what else needs to come through here. Let me move these guys up, create a little bit more room on my desk here. But yeah, I've got an unfulfilled, unhappy divine masculine who's got a lot of time on his hands, who's really bored and just unable to do much aside from just being very nostalgic about this connection, missing the divine feminine, I feel. Finally coming to the realization that, you know what, this was actually pretty special and I let it go. There's a reason why we've got that pause there. There's no action. All right, let's see what we can grab from this tarot deck here. This is the Twin Flame Journey Tarot by Mystic Moon. So far, I'm not picking up off of a twin flame connection, but let's see how the rest of this reading plays itself out. That is just the name of the card deck. So angels and spirit guides for Sagittarius. What else do we need to know? Tapping into divine masculine energy here. Let's take a look and see what else. Sagittarius, divine masculine, please, angels and spirit guides. We've got the Two of Wands, fire energy. That is your own energy, Sag. It could also be Leo or Aries for some of you. This particular card reads planning and decisions. There can be progress made here, but you know, right now I feel it's in the planning stages. It's just beginning, because I feel for some of my divine masculines, you're just slowly waking up to what the future can bring you by way of this connection. You've got some decisions that you need to make, but I feel that it's just in the thinking stage at the moment, and that there hasn't been any sort of action taken. Not yet, anyway. Not yet. I've also got the Devil card coming through next. This particular card in this deck reads obsession. Some of you guys might be thinking of a Capricorn. That does tap into the Devil energy in traditional tarot. This is bondage and restriction. There's something stagnant in the energy of the divine masculine right now. Feeling trapped. Also, somebody who might be dealing with addictions here. Alcoholism, drug abuse, gambling issues. Could also be something as simple as someone who's a workaholic or just exhibiting codependent type behavior. That's a part of the energy of the Devil. And since this is focusing on divine masculine, it could be for my divine masculines. That could have been part of the reason why this separation came about. Interesting too, the Devil card in tarot, it's somebody who still carries a flame for the one that they loved and lost, but really hoping to begin again. So it's my divine masculines, I feel, who are really missing the presence of the divine feminine here, but wanting a reconciliation regardless. And it's so fitting how we've got that Two of Wands right next to it. Planning and decisions, because part of the Devil card as well is to just slow down and plan carefully and move forward, but proceed with caution. Don't do anything hasty, you know? The next card is the Five of Pentacles, Earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Isolated and alone, and I feel that that's a part of the energy that this is coming forward for the divine masculine. You know, just bored, having a whole lot of time on his hands, discontent, not fulfilled, unhappy with the way life has gone, not just in regard to love and romance, but just unfulfilled all around. The Five of Pentacles, typically fives tap into adversity. You know, it's not the easiest energy in tarot. It's a more challenging card. It's insecurity. It's worrying about things. It's tapping into a feeling of lack and poverty as well. Feeling like you're tapped out, not just in regard to your money, but energetically too. That's what I'm grabbing from that. Next card is the Three of Wands. In this particular deck, it says awaiting results. So what is my divine masculine waiting for? For the divine feminine to reach out, reconnect. This is more fire energy, more of your own energy, Sagittarius. Communication. Threes represent communication. And again, I'm feeling due to the separation here, there isn't a whole lot of talking going on here. This is the opportunity to look ahead. There can be growth here if the divine masculine changes directions, I feel. Look at this next card. We've got the Ace of Wands. There's still a spark here between you and the divine feminine. You can have a new beginning. Still very inspired by the connection. Still reminiscing about the good times. You know, I remember every detail of that day. When we remember things to such degree where we know every ounce of detail about that day, oftentimes they're good memories. And I feel here that that's the space where my divine masculine is at. Remembering the happy times, remembering a very special moment that you guys shared together. But there can be a reconnection here. That spark is still there between the two of you, even though for now you might just be communicating telepathically in the 5D. The next card is the Knight of Cups. Romantic gesture. Knights put things into motion. Cups tap into emotion. This is water energy. So for some of you, it is a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces that you might be thinking about. A romantic gesture that ultimately is what might create movement in this connection. Something as simple as my divine masculine picking up the phone and just maybe an apology is needed, some kind words, a small romantic gesture to let the divine feminine know that he's still wanting this connection. Let's add to this, guys, with some romance angels. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Sagittarius. focusing at this time on divine masculine energy. What else do we need to know in regard to this connection for the first half of November? Something brought you guys into separation. We've got a broken heart here. Love yourself first. My divine masculines, this is something that you need to do for yourself at this time. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Find value in yourself as a person. Because if you can come to a place where you can see yourself from a more positive outlook, then the divine feminine can elevate her perception of the connection as well. Especially if there was something that brought you guys into separation that was very painful. The next card here, guys, is let your friends help you. And it's so interesting because we've already got this tribe card represented right there. They're there for support, for a shoulder to lean on, for advice, for guidance. So don't forget to rely on people that you trust, lifelong friends, a best friend. It could even be a relative who feels like a best friend to you. The next card is children. Some of you guys may have children together. Your love life is being affected by these children. So that's for those of you who have families with one another. It could also be blended families if you already came into the relationship with children from previous relationships. Attraction. My divine masculine, truly, still very attracted to the divine feminine. There's still that magnetic draw that he's feeling. You guys can have a new beginning, a fresh start. Right now, though, you guys are more than likely in separation, but I feel you guys are connecting in the 5D. And somebody just needs to take action to get rid of this pause energy to get things moving once again. And for some of my divine masculines, I feel that you might be waiting on the divine feminine to either reach out or to call or send an email or come over. And for some of my divine feminines, I feel you're waiting on this divine masculine to get his act together and reach out. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. Focusing on divine masculine energy so far. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the divine feminine and what's going on in her heart space, her head space. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some messages from the counterpart deck from Flames of Alchemy, focusing on the divine feminine energy. And again, guys, it's just energy. It can be for male or female. Angels and spirit guides for Sagittarius. For my divine feminines, please. What messages need to come through? How does the divine feminine feel about this connection? Please bring it forward for me. There's a reason why you guys are in separation, and I feel that it might have ended painfully. But there's still passion, I told you. Because I still feel the spark that the Ace of Wands is bringing forward. There's still that passionate spark between the two of you. And certainly from the divine masculine, he still feels that spark and is still wanting a new beginning here. Look at this next card, guys. This card always tricks me into thinking that I messed up in how I arranged my cards, because look. So the divine feminine is coming through with her own energy. She wants to be heard. She wants to be recognized as the one for the divine masculine. She feels the draw. She feels the connection. She might as well also be remembering a very special day that you guys had shared. Again, that could have happened during the springtime. Or something significant might happen during the next spring season. There's a passionate connection here. Look at this next card, though. We've got forbidden. What is forbidden here? Were you guys not allowed to be together? Was there a third-party situation here? We've got the root chakra right after that. Safety, stability, and security is what my divine feminine is looking for. And I feel whenever any of my chakra cards come forward, there might be a little bit of an imbalance there. Part of the reason why you guys went into separation for some of you is there was the element of infidelity and third-party situations. I feel that's what's coming through from that forbidden type energy. So it's either the divine feminine who entered into a third-party situation, or this is ultimately what she is bringing forward in this reading to acknowledge that that's ultimately what broke her heart, what broke her spirit, what broke the connection. So even though there's love here, there's passion. She recognizes this, still remembering the good times. And I feel here, however way this forbidden energy, that forbidden fruit type energy came into this connection, it's still affecting her. She's still healing. She's still out of balance. Might have some trust issues here as well. Wanting to feel stable in the connection, but you know, there's a reason why there's no movement, and the divine masculine is picking up off of that. Look at this next card, guys. Breakup. So yeah, you guys are not together at this time. Let's add to this, guys, with some Mystic Moon Oracles. Let's see what else. So angels and spirit guides focusing on Sagittarius, please, for the first half of November. What else do we need to know at this time, focusing on the divine feminine? What else do we need to know at this time for Sagittarius divine feminine? Good. Healing. That's exactly what's needed here. Because when dealing with issues that arise in our relationship, especially infidelity, cheating, third parties, forbidden type relationships, whoever it is that was at fault, whoever it is that allowed that to interject itself into the relationship, it's not an easy thing to go through. So I feel here that that's coming through here. That's ultimately what broke you guys up, brought you into separation with each other, and created a wedge between you and the divine masculine. But it is healing now. There is the potential to create balance here once again, but I feel there's no movement right now because it might still be pretty fresh for some of you, or you're still healing, and that takes time. That simply takes time. I've got a divine feminine who has chosen to refocus on herself. I've got a divine masculine who needs forgiveness, more than likely for a third-party situation. So the divine feminine had to find a new direction for herself. We now have the winter card coming through here. In addition to spring, we now have the winter card, which can actually be interpreted one of two ways. Of course, it could represent a season. So right now we're in the fall. The winter is right around the corner. That may indicate for some of you that that's when you guys broke up, during the winter season, or things might actually create movement towards reconnection towards the winter months. So around December, January-ish. And the other representation of the Winter card is that things are cold right now. It's frozen. No movement. Wow. All right, let's add to this. Let's add to this, guys, with some tarot. Still focusing on the Divine Feminine. So angels and spirit guides, please, for Sagittarius, Divine Feminine. What else do we need to know here, please? What else, please? What else do we need to know for Sagittarius, focusing on the Divine Feminine energy? But I'm happy to see that healing has begun here. Healing has begun for my Divine Feminine. You guys went through, I feel, a painful breakup here. Lovers. The Lovers card represents Gemini energy for some of you. But as you can see on this particular deck, it does say twin flame connection on the bottom. So for those of you resonating with a twin flame journey that you are on, it's coming through here and that's being acknowledged. The next card is the Seven of Cups, which taps into fantasy and temptation. And I really do feel that that's very similar energy to that Forbidden card. Cups is tapping into water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces for some of you. But this is creating illusions. You know, it is a fantasy. It's tapping into our imagination. And if the Divine Masculine was very heavily into that type of energy where he was just fantasizing about other women, creating third-party situations, this Divine Feminine wasn't having any of that. So I wouldn't be surprised to hear if it was my Divine Feminines who did the breaking up, chose a different direction for herself, refocused away from this connection, especially if there was a third-party situation here. That's not what she's about. She wants exclusivity with her Divine Masculine. She doesn't want to share him. So I feel here it's interesting how we've got that Forgiveness card, which for me typically taps into Divine Masculine energy. The next card is the Six of Cups. Memories and reunion. This is coming through with nostalgia, remembering the good times. I remember every detail of that day, a very special day that you guys might have shared. So we've got more water energy, tapping into emotions. Sixes offer growth. So there is the potential for growth here if healing can continue. Next card is the Queen of Cups. And I feel my Divine Feminine is coming into her own. You know, she's a queen. She is the director of her life. Nobody else gets to tell her where it is that she wants to go or where she can go. You know, she can claim a new direction for herself. She can refocus wherever it is that she wants to go, whatever it is that she wants to focus on, whether that is a new love relationship, whether that is her career, her goals, her dreams. She controls that. And if you're Divine Feminine, you know that you control that. A decision has to be made in regard to this love connection, though. That's a part of the energy of the Lovers card in tarot. A decision has to be made once and for all. For some of you, part of that decision might be to reconnect with the Divine Masculine. And for others, it's to simply learn from where you've been with this connection and move on. But some of you guys are very heavily into that nostalgic type vibration where you are remembering the good times, still missing the Divine Masculine, still having love and passion for the Divine Masculine. But I feel here that my Divine Feminine, you've grown. You've gained a lot of wisdom over this experience, and you're not going to be putting up with anything less than what you deserve. What you're looking for is stability in your life. You are the Queen of Cups here. You're very intuitive. You're very sensitive. You're calm now. You're good. I feel here that when you guys went into separation, that was a very traumatic, very chaotic time in your life. But you've stabilized things now. You're into healing. You're in the process of healing. You know what it is that you want now. And intuitively, I feel you know what it is that you want. We've got the Seven of Wands right after that. Fire energy, more Sagittarius vibrations coming through here with that fire energy. Seven of Wands is a defense mechanism. Feeling like you're in competition with other people, which is certainly part of the energy of the Seven of Cups, where there's a lot of options there, and that forbidden type energy, that forbidden love, where you may have felt as though you were in competition with somebody else that was vying for your divine masculine's attention. So you put up walls around yourself, you put up walls around your heart so that you don't get hurt. It really is a defense mechanism so that you don't have to create this vulnerable energy around your heart space. That is what I'm getting from that. And part of the energy too from the Lover's card in Tarot is that it's a very special bond between you and the divine masculine. You guys are highly attracted to each other. You still feel that draw towards each other energetically. But I feel here that my divine feminine is not going to be putting up with any nonsense, any third parties, a divine masculine who doesn't have his act together, and who isn't going to put her first. All right, so let's add to this, Sagittarius, for my divine feminines with some romance angels once again. And let's continue. Let's take a look and see what else needs to come through here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Sagittarius, divine feminine. What else needs to come through here? Separation, yeah. Acknowledging and recognizing the reason why you guys are not together. My divine feminine is still healing. Yes, there is a decision that needs to be made here, but I feel this is going to take a little bit of time for her to be able to forgive the divine masculine here. She's trying to come back into balance. She's working on herself. And again, if you happen to be resonating with this, if you are divine feminine, you're still in that healing process, and that's something that cannot be rushed. The next card, it's so fitting. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And it's so true, because you don't want to be a vessel for anger, for regret, for pain, for grief, for heartbreak. Yes, that's a part of the reason why you guys are more than likely in separation, but you don't want to be somebody that holds on to that type of energy or holding on to that baggage from the past. Let it go. That is what's going to allow you to continue your healing process here. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments, and it's so true. Because you're not going to be so weighed down by those heavy energies. Let's grab another one. What else, please, for Sagittarius, divine feminine, angels and spirit guides? Finances and career. Part of the refocus here and part of the new direction for my divine feminines could have something to do with career options, improved finances. And for some of you guys who were married, and perhaps part of the separation came through by way of a divorce, and finances were affected as a result of that. Some of you guys may have actually gone through financial struggles as a result of that. But I feel here, my divine feminines, you will land on your feet. You are powerful and you will be okay. You're going to make it through this. And I was just mentioning those of you who might have been married, and look at this next card. Retreat. Look at that photo. It is a married couple. For me, retreating is backing away from somebody. Time to disconnect from the world, wanting time for yourself to just figure things out, to continue your healing journey. And those of you wanting to reconnect, because that's certainly a possibility for some of you who are in separation. The next card is heart-to-heart conversations. Just the opportunity to be able to sit down and talk. That as well is going to contribute to your healing, I feel. Because sometimes, we do a lot of what ifs and negative dialogue, internal dialogue with ourselves. And when we can actually have that person face to face and talk about the challenges and obstacles, it makes it hurt just a little bit less, because you can finally get it off your chest and deal with it. Have those honest, open discussions with each other, whether that results in reconciliation or not. It allows you to not carry such a heavy burden on yourself, and it'll lighten the load of what you're putting on your shoulders, Card after that is wedding. So again, I'm tapping into those of you, for some of you who were already married to this person, married to the divine masculine, and you guys are in separation right now. And certainly this could also be interpreted to mean that once you are able to work through the challenges and fully heal from this experience, and are open to the possibility of coming back together with your divine masculine, this could certainly be part of what the future has in store for you, that you guys can ultimately spend a life together. Welcome in this energy of marriage and a happy life together. This is the next card. There's a lot of passion here. That was already confirmed by that first passion card, and it's still coming through here. So I feel, my divine feminine, you recognize this passion. You know it. You feel it. You still remember it. But you're also not going to be putting up with any more nonsense from your divine masculine. Trust is the next card. You want to be able to trust your divine masculine. And I feel here, for some of you, trust was broken. And that's why it's going to take time to continue to heal. Once all this happens, because it is a part of this journey, this is what can come in for you. If this is what you're wanting, you can have it. You can have that reconciliation. But you see the journey that you had to go through in order to get to this. It can happen if you're willing to go the distance. All right, guys, so that's what I'm tapping into for my divine feminine. All right, let's continue and let's see what else I can grab for you, Sagittarius, for this reading. Let's grab some additional messages. I want to get some messages from the Infinity Oracle here for you, Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Sagittarius for the first half of November. What else do we need to know at this time for Sagittarius? For my Sagittarius viewers, what else needs to come through here at this time? Because I feel there's so much more that we can uncover here. Imagination. That goes back to fantasy. That Seven of Cups. Where is it? Hold on, let me find it. Because it's tied into that, guys, This Seven of Cups, fantasy and temptation, what it is that we are imagining, that illusion type energy. The divine feminine is picking up off of that. And for me, if you look at the image of this card, it's very sexual in nature. And Perhaps my divine masculine was very much into his imagination when it came to forbidden connections, third-party situations, and just, hookups outside of the relationship. And I feel my divine feminine needs a little bit more time to process everything that you guys have gone through, because she needs to gain the ability to trust once again. And that is going to take some time. A reconciliation can happen, but you got to be patient with the process. The next card is the soul calling. For those of you who are resonating, especially with a soulmate type bond, or even truly a twin flame bond, this is a soul contract that you have with this person. And we can certainly have more than one soulmate in our lifetime, but there's only one twin flame. Somebody that mirrors you, somebody that you completely feel is the other half of your soul, and however way you are resonating with that, perhaps that's why it hurts so much more to have been betrayed by somebody that you feel that type of bond with. But it's still calling you in because it's something that won't ever go away. You guys are meant to be spiritually connected for life. And that doesn't mean that everybody's going to welcome in a reconciliation. Some of you guys may have chosen to claim a different direction for yourself and you're content with that. But there are those who would want to reconnect. And you will have that opportunity to do so once healing has come to completion. We also have Ladies' Night represented here. So for my ladies, my divine feminines who are just enjoying life right now. For those who are single and have already healed and have progressed beyond the pain that you guys had endured in this relationship, having to deal with third-party situations, infidelity, and cheating in your relationship, I feel for some of you, you're done with it. You've moved on. It's a part of your life's journey, and there will always be good memories that you can feel nostalgic about, but at the end of the day, you are reclaiming your power. And you are not going to be sitting at home waiting for a phone call. You're out there enjoying yourself. So good for you. The next card, look at this. Look at the intimate energy. In your arms, closure. And I feel this is what some of you are seeking, to be back in the arms of the one that you love. That's the only thing that ultimately is going to give you the closure that you're looking for. To be back within each other's arms and to just be able to have a second chance to love one another again. Next card is Chosen Love. This for me taps into divine masculine energy, and it does say, I choose you. So even though I feel my divine masculines had a lot of choices, with all of those options represented by that Seven of Cups, and my divine feminine knows it, he's finally awakened to the possibility that this is his person. He wants the divine feminine. He's made his choice. And for some of my divine masculines, that choice may have been made a little bit too late, because I feel some of my divine feminines have chosen a different direction and they're content there. They're fine, moving on. Next card is Restoring Faith. And I truly feel that it's so appropriate here, especially those who are willing to work on the partnership, wanting this person back in your life, and there are trust issues, and it's a matter of restoring the faith in your heart in the connection. All right, let's add to this with some signs from Spirit. Love Oracle. Sagittarius, please, for this reading for the first half of November. What else do we need to know at this time, please? Signs from Spirit. What else do we need to learn here? Milk and nourishment. For me, this is a connection that may have been starved of attention, starved of affection. And for some of you, you're going to be able to give back to the connection, to bring it back to life, and that nourishment is bringing something back to something that was starving for love, starving for affection. And that's shifting and changing with a reconciliation that is coming through for some of you, being able to feed those energies of love back into the relationship. Let's see what else. What else, please, for Sagittarius for the first half of November? Angels and spirit guides. What else, please? We've got horns and dominance. Part of the energy of the horns for me is somebody who might be a little bit stubborn. Could either be divine masculine or feminine, it doesn't really matter. And tapping into that dominant energy, it's somebody who wants to be dominant in the relationship. And that for me could sometimes represent somebody who always wants to have the last word in a conversation and just making somebody feel small. It's like, I'm better than you. I am more dominant than you. You are less than. That type of energy. And I feel if that's how the divine masculine made the divine feminine feel. Some of you guys, divine feminines, you're like, no, we are equals. And if you don't recognize that, I'm moving on. Next card is aroma and memories. So this to me is coming through for those of you who have a particular scent that you are associated with. Could be a favorite perfume, it could be a favorite cologne, however way you are resonating with that. And it just takes one whiff of that scent, that aroma, and it brings you right back. Brings you right back to when you guys were together. We also have table and gathering. Interestingly enough, part of the aromas that might be conjuring up good memories could have something to do with food. Favorite meals that you guys have shared. Something as simple as just going out to have dinner together and just spending time with each other, enjoying great conversation, wonderful memories that you guys have created for yourselves. Next card is orange, which brings about enthusiasm, excitement, and warmth, which I feel is really good because we had that winter card that came through. Let me find it really quick. Okay, yes, it's coming through from the divine feminine. Okay, this is cold energy. And this is bringing forward the energy of summertime, the sun, warmth, changing the vibration of what was once cold and frozen. So I feel for those of you wanting to bring about healing in this connection, willing to start talking once again, overcoming the obstacles and challenges, it will bring about enthusiasm and excitement when you guys can progress beyond the dark aspects of what brought you guys into separation. And there will be so many more things that you can look forward to with each other. And again, focusing on that sun that's reflected in this picture. I mean, the sun card in traditional tarot is joy, it is success, something to celebrate, very positive energy. Let me grab one more message, please, for Sagittarius for the first half of November, please. One more. Feathers and protection. For me, this taps into the energies of the angels, your guardian angels watching out for you, protecting you. So if you're feeling alone in this process, if you are feeling as though you're quite vulnerable right now, and just know that the universe is watching out for you. It's got your back. The angels are listening to your prayers, watching out for you. You have that level of protection. And it's so fitting how it falls right below this restoring faith card. They're watching out for you to bring about continued healing in your heart. All right, guys. So let's close this out with some final thoughts from the healing deck. Some angel healing messages. Angels and spirit guides for Sagittarius, please, for the first half of November. Please bring it forward for me. There we are. Signs, and let me grab this bottom card. Oh my gosh, I'm going to grab the next one too, and you'll see why. All right, so as you can see here, guys, there are signs that are actually surrounding you, so you just got to pay attention to what's coming forward for you, what is going on in your life, what is surrounding you, what signs are trying to grab your attention. That's going to help you navigate the direction that you go next, the next step, the next chapter of your life. That's going to help you emerge as the best version of yourself. That's a part of this energy, creating changes, creating movement for yourself as well as your love connection. And look at this. Your soulmate is right here. Soulmate energy to bless this relationship. So I feel here, even though you guys have endured some pretty painful experiences in this relationship, there are also parts of it that are beautiful and wonderful and worth remembering. This person is coming forward seeing you as a soulmate, Sagittarius. And for some of you, you might certainly resonate more with a twin flame bond that came through as well. So this can be salvaged. You guys can come back together in time. There is still healing that's going on here. So give this person time to do that, whether you resonate more with the divine masculine or divine feminine messages. There's still healing that's needed here. That's a part of the journey that you guys are on right now. So just honor that. Give this person space and time to figure things out in their heart and what it is that ultimately they are wanting. And if what they're wanting is reconciliation, if you guys are on the same page in regard to coming back together, then you can manifest that for each other. Wow. All right, Sag, I know this was a long one, so I hope that whatever part of this reading you were able to resonate with, that it offered you guidance and hope, peace and clarity. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and for being here. If you are interested in your own private reading, please access that information down below in the description box, and I'll see you guys real soon with more readings. Take care. Bye-bye.